Odell Beckham style, baby. Odell. Look at me. I'm on my Odell fucking Beckham. Check him, respect him. Welcome to the motherfucking fresh and funky. Sorry if you don't like cussing. That's just too damn bad. If you come to my channel, I don't want to hear no bitching, no complaining. This is my shit. This is what I talk about. If you have a fucking problem, air your problems. I can deal with people that have a disagreement with me. I can't deal with people that want to talk shit and huff under their breath and talk all this bullshit and go bomb around and flip the scripts on people and act like they're so fucking offended and they got some fucking some feelings that they got to hear hurt and shit. When I grew up, you had to suck the shit up. You know, when people talked about you, was that really the truth? No. If you allow people to tell you that who the fuck they think you are, and you start believing that shit, that's your own fucking damn fault. That's your own damn fault, not anybody else's. You know. But anyhow, how the fuck has everybody been doing? We had we had an interesting week of sports. That say the weekend, college football. Let's just sum it up. Let's give the cleft fucking notes right here. We had some blowouts here. We had obviously some teams that really, the teams that definitely should won did win. I mean, obviously, Georgia, number one, Georgia had a scare in Missouri, but they were able to right the ship there. I mean, obviously, like TCU, they blew out Oklahoma. I mean, obviously, Wake Forest beat Florida State. Clemson beat North Carolina State. That was pretty. I mean, it was pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, I mean, Utah did its thing. Obviously, I mean USC. I mean, obviously, teams handle their business that should have handled their business. Obviously, you know. So there was really, like I said, there were really no teams that really. I mean, besides Alabama, their quarterback Bryce Young, the Heisman, not one of the Heisman front runners here. He's got an injury, so we'll have to find out what's the extent of his injury. I think it's a shoulder, possibly shoulder injury. So maybe is it just something that it's just soreness? Luckily maybe he doesn't break anything or any tendons or anything like that. Maybe it's just a little little stress fracture, something that if and maybe he sits out a game or so. A game that Alabama maybe know they could get a good easy dub, obviously, and try to preserve this young man for his career and obviously going forward, not just playing in Alabama, but just letting this man's future. I mean, and when I'm talking about that here, it's just Tua Tagovailoa. Obviously, his future's hanging in the balance now. Obviously, by you know negligence of on probably on all sides, the NFL, the Miami Dolphins, and just trying to let guys go out there and be guys. Sometimes you got to save guys from themselves. I mean, I know guys want to go out there and compete all the time and do this and that, but you got to save this guy's man and his manhood and his livelihood, so that way when he leaves the game and he's no longer a part of the game, he's no longer in the sport of the NFL or anything like that, that he's going to be able to be still a whole person without and obviously we've seen through movies, we've seen through these guys are the legends of the football NFL leagues, not just NFL but all these other sports. They just dying off. They're dying off, and there's no help for these guys. And it's just like, well, they were great. We cheered on these guys and this and that when they were in the ring and this and that. But where were the people there cheering them on when the things got bad, when the times got hard and times got tough? Nobody was there in the corner. Nobody was there cheering, supporting, and encouraging them to try to live better. And it's sad. Sports isn't when you're growing up and you're playing localized leagues and this and that, and you're just playing with amongst your friends. It's for the love of the game and just for bragging rights and all that. But once you get to the levels where you're trying to get to the professional ranks and all that, it's professional. It becomes more of a business more than it is a sport. You're still a person that's playing a sport as an athlete, but yet you're basically making money as an entertainer because you're entertaining people, and then you're also trying to be a role model, and you're trying to be this and that, And I'm not trying to sit here and have a philosophical conversation. But we have to look at these people like, if we truly cared about these people, we would have made sure they were okay and they would be able to walk away from the game and be able to be, at least live somewhat of a normal life, and not something where they had to deal with long term effects, and where guys ended up taking their own lives, i.e., Junior Seau. A lot of these, guys, just, the blows to the heads. I mean, I'm not saying that, we got to make this a sissy sport now, but I mean, how are you gonna make protection? How are you gonna do all this type of things? Scam likely, California. Oh yeah. See, I get the scam likelies because they love to, but it's just, what are we doing with these guys? They truly say that they care about these guys' careers after the fact of the sports, and these guys end up walking shattered, broken. They can't get medical treatment. They can't. The guys are just, these are the legends. These are the legends, and the guys are the pillars that built these things. It just, watching them wither and die away, and then just want to parade them out, or put them in a video game and like Madden, and act like they're doing these people a service, or really just doing these people an injustice, and that's, it's kind of like society. They- they're not helping anybody get better, or to, it's basically the fact that people aren't getting better. It's just they're trying to just, you know use up people, and then when they're done, and they just discard them and regard them as, you're tainted now. You're broken. You're this. You're that. But um, so that's why I hope maybe Tua will Tua, and that's maybe why we saw on Sunday a lot of these guys, these quarterbacks that did get hurt, they didn't come back in the game, and they unfortunately had to use the backups, and just, guys just taking these brutal hits, and hey, you know NFL is trying to save face now, obviously, because of what has happened. And like when Tua got, knocked out of that game on Thursday night, and it was like, he got knocked out Sunday, but then they was able to play Thursday. Then he got knocked out again, and then had to go to the hospital. And it's just like, truly, where is the player's safety? Truly, where are where you're drawing the lines of, hey, we know the league. These guys are built to be stronger, faster, to, obviously get, but these guys also have families. They're human beings as well. They're not just some. It's like with, some of these things. Again, these people, these are human beings we're dealing with. These are not just fictitious characters that, and so, we have to take that into consideration. So I mean, but other than that, college football was good. So I think this week there'll probably be some better games as far as college. There was a lot more blowouts. I mean, the week before that were a little more closer games and some parodies, and stuff of that nature. I think the really one of the only upset. I think Purdue beat Minnesota, which, I mean, I wouldn't call that too much of an upset, but it is an upset because Minnesota's ranked and Purdue is not. But so, and yeah, Ole Miss and Kentucky. That was a really good close game here in the SEC. That really, teams that were of the ranked. So I mean, and then obviously Alabama took care of business against Arkansas. Losing their Heisman front runner, but yeah. Otherwise, I mean, most of the other teams looked really good. Played very well. NFL wise, I mean, NFL, there was a lot of close games. It was a lot of close games. Definitely running. There were a lot of good running backs. I mean, a lot of running backs that had multiple touchdowns. Obviously, Austin Eckler had 3. Rashad Penny had 2. Let me look at my notes over here. I have back here. Rashad Penny had 2 touchdowns here. Oh yeah, Miles Sanders also had 2 touchdowns here for the Philadelphia Eagles. So, but other than that, it was a great slate of we started off in London, and man, Will Lutz he doinked once, and then tried to help him out again, and it doinked off the front bar here. So, but otherwise, that was a great London game here. Obviously, next Sunday we have the Giants and the Packers. So, but it was a great game nonetheless to see in London. The Vikings coming out victorious, and then obviously we had the early morning. We had the early morning. Well, to me it's early morning games. It's early afternoon for everybody else. So a lot of close games, and then we had the late afternoon games. Those were pretty close for the most part. And but the Sunday night game was great. Obviously Brady versus Mahomes. I mean, anytime you get that type of matchup, and obviously Mahomes was able to get the W this time. He was kind of in the Super Bowl. Mahomes got embarrassed. They lost, but Brady and the Bucks. I mean, to me, I mean, eyes looking into the soul of Tom Brady, and Tom Brady looks like, I don't know, maybe this is really his last year, and maybe he really is gonna hang it up, and maybe just football. Maybe he could do something else. I don't know. Maybe go to coaching, or I don't know. I mean, how do you tell a guy that competes as hard as Tom Brady that it's time to hang it up, Tom? It's time to just give it up. You're not good enough anymore, Tom. You just need to just call it quits. And I don't think that's I don't know if that's in Tom Brady, honestly. To be real, I mean, but at some point he's got to be the one that says, "All right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm actually done with this." And I mean, obviously, there's other things that are underlying that they're just eating at him. That's nobody's anybody else's business but his. But you know what? Tom Brady's a hell of a competitor, but they just don't look the same. Tampa Bay's defense has always been on point here, and they're just getting better. And I mean, obviously, there's some other guys that they're missing. And if they can get healthy, Tampa Bay will be a team that'll be doing some damage. But they got to start getting some things right, especially offensively here with Tom and them. The defense, I think, is okay. Like I said, could use some, maybe some guys coming back to get some depth, for the defense to, for the guys that have been, busting their heinies for them, But the Chiefs look like they're ready to compete again, go to the Super Bowl. We're gonna have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. I mean, that would be a great AFC Championship game. Would be Josh Allen versus Mahomes. I mean, are we gonna get that? Are we gonna get that as our AFC Championship game, or that would be the Super Bowl if we had Brady and Mahomes. But obviously, for Mahomes to kind of get to Brady and the Bucks, I mean, but in the NFC, I mean, I'm telling you, man, them Philadelphia Eagles, man, they're looking pretty damn convincing that hey, they're for real this year, and they're ready to play some serious football there in Philadelphia once again. The city of brotherly love, and so yeah, I mean, we had some good running back games. I mean, we had some, like I said, some. I mean, we got a Kenny Pickett sighting, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny Pickett was actually put in the game over Trubisky. Mike Tomlin was not very happy about that, and rightfully so, because it probably was a decision over his head to say, "Hey, sorry, Tomlin, we got to put the kid in. The owner says you need to do that now, or and probably Tomlin's like, Kenny, come on, Mitch, have you have a seat." I mean, I don't know how that. I mean, how it work. I mean, obviously Tomlin is going to be whatever, and he's probably well respected in the organization. But I just think the guys just when they put Kenny Pickett in, it just seemed like the guys offensively seemed like they had a little more of a rhythm. They kind of felt like they had some sort of, they were going somewhere offensively. I mean, the defense obviously they're missing T.J. Watt. They still have fucking Minka Fitzpatrick, who had a pick fucking six here, or almost a pick six here. And I don't know. Is it Matt Canada? Is it Mike Tomlin? It's time for him to go. I don't know. I think Mike Tomlin has a long leash. I don't think he's gonna get. I don't think he gets fired this year. Even if the Steelers don't have a great record. I mean, obviously, if the Steelers, go Steelers go one and something. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe this is a surprise fire that nobody sees coming. That way, maybe the Steelers go, well, you know what? Hey, Tomlin, it's been a great ride. Maybe they fire Tomlin and hire Brian Flores and say, hey, we got Flores here. Hey, how about we elevate how about Brian Flores here? Mike Tomlin's been, loyal to us and great to us for so many years, but Mike, it's time to, for us to, but like I said, I mean, I don't know. It could be a surprise like that, but here I'm throwing hypotheticals here. I mean, I'm not in the NFL locker rooms. I'm not sneaking around trying to fucking, follow Mike Tomlin or whoever else out there in the NFL. It's just gut feelings, what I'm seeing from, reading the tea leaves, basically. You read between the lines, you read, see certain things and kind of wonder, okay. But Kenny Pickett season. Now, I definitely, if you're the waiver wire like myself, who has like Tua, and I have, I have some other quarterbacks that aren't, you might want to take a chance on Kenny Pickett here. Maybe even Geno Smith here. Geno Smith looked good. Obviously the Seahawks and Lions. First time in NFL history that the score ended at 48-45. Obviously Lions on the losing end, but the Lions are the highest scoring team in the league, but they have the worst defense in the league. So it's a contrast. They have to put up a lot of points to compete because they give up a lot of points. But it's good to see the Lions competing and looking like a team that is going to win more than more games this year. Obviously, losing some heartbreaking games against Minnesota and obviously there's just certain games that they just let go. They let the games got so. All right. So today here we have on the slate of games here. We have baseball. Obviously, the baseball will push to the World Series. Obviously, here. That the Guardians have already clinched here. Obviously, the Royals are a team that are looking for next year. Let's see. Obviously, the same thing with the Cardinals. Cardinals have already clinched. Pirates are just looking for a good showing and see maybe you can see some young guys out there or whoever. Cubs and Reds, both of these two teams, no type of playoff implications here. The Braves actually have a 3-game lead over the Mets because they swept the Mets over this weekend. So they're playing Miami Marlins. So Miami could try to be a little bit of a spoiler here and help out the Mets maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see about that here. We have the Toronto Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles. The Baltimore Orioles, I believe, are no longer in playoff contention here. I believe that they have been officially ruled out, but not saying that they can't, go out with a bang here against the Blue Jays at home. We have the Yankees and the Rangers. Obviously, the Yankees have clinched. The Rangers are, Luis Severino and Martin Perez here. You have the Rays and the Red Sox. Obviously, the Rays are still in it. I believe they're still in it here. But who knows? We have the Mets obviously still in the hunt, taking on the Nationals here. We have the Brewers and the Diamondbacks here. We have the Minnesota Twins and the White Sox. The White Sox fire Tony La Russa retires. And once again, I mean, he's retired quite a few times already. I mean, just stay retired, Tony. Just stay retired. respectfully. And then we have the Phillies and the Astros. Obviously, Phillies are trying to maintain and fight for that last spot, I believe, here. But the Astros have been on a roll here, and they won over 100 games. So, and then we have the Tigers and the Seattle Mariners. Seattle Mariners have made it to the playoffs in the first time in 25 years. So, exciting for those Seattle Mariner fans out there, especially my one friend. It's Complete TV, man. I'm sure he's really, really smiling ear for ear, and for playoff baseball for the Mariners here. It's been a long time coming for those Seattle fans out there. They've been loyal to baseball and basketball. Just a great sports town for people to, sports town, sports city, I should say. And then we have the Angels and the Oakland Athletics here. Really no playoff implications there. Just two teams that are just looking to end the season on a good note. All right, we got the Giants and the Padres. I mean, Padres are kind of, I think they're still trying to, but the Giants, I don't know if they still have a chance or not. But then you have the Rockies and the Dodgers. Obviously, the Dodgers are, in the playoffs already. So that writes that out there. We obviously got Monday Night Football here. We have the Rams and the 49ers. Then we have NHL preseason hockey as well. The season will start in about 4 days here. We have the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Montreal Canadiens. The Battle of Canania. We have the Boston Bruins and the New Jersey Devils. The Columbus Blue Jackets and the Carolina Hurricanes. Pittsburgh Penguins and the Detroit Red Wings. That used to be a great rivalry back in the days. Pittsburgh Penguins and the Detroit Red Wings. We have the Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars. That'll be an interesting matchup there. We have the Seattle Kraken versus the Calgary Flames. And we have another, Seattle's got to go up to Calgary in Canada. Then we have Vancouver Canucks taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, the Battle of Canania as well. Then we have the San Jose Sharks taking on Eisbären Berlin here, a German club. I believe it's a German club hockey team. So, Sharks are the favorite by 2.5 goals here. Interesting. I don't know. I think the Germans play really good hockey, so I mean, we'll have to see. We'll have to see tonight here. We'll see. We'll be checking up on the scores of these games, and we also have preseason NBA right now here. Tonight we have the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the Brooklyn Nets here. I mean, I don't know here. Does James Harden play? Does Joel Embiid play? Is Kyrie Irving playing tonight? Is Kevin Durant playing tonight? Is Ben Simmons playing tonight? I mean, I'm sure probably they're not. I'm gonna go on a limb and assume. I don't know. Maybe they do, just because the number is the way it is. All right. We have the Orlando Magic and the Memphis Grizzlies, a battle of the talented young up and coming teams. Obviously, the Grizzlies have solidified themselves in the playoffs and trying to go further on and try to become that team that tries to win themselves a championship. And the Orlando Magic, obviously having Pablo Banchero here and with the rest of the young guys they had last year here, I think it bodes very well for Orlando to have a shot this year, maybe at possibly cracking in the playoffs here, maybe getting in the playoffs. I mean, I know it's been a long time since Orlando has been to the playoffs here. Wouldn't that be a nice playoff drought to break? Be more like a Disney spell down there. More like a Disney spell down there. So, but next game we have the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Denver Nuggets. Obviously, the big news out of Oklahoma City Thunder is their pick Chet Holmgren has a broken foot. Basically, will not be playing for the whole season. And Shy Gillingsley Alexander here, I call him like the Shy, like the R&B group used to be called Shy. The Comforter, and all that good R&B jams back in the days. But this Shy Alexander Gillingsley, he's gonna be out for a bit here, so definitely OKC Thunder's got a lot of young talent. Denver Nuggets, I mean, obviously they got the young talent. They got Jamal Murray and them coming back, him coming back here, and Joker trying to prove that he's MVP. I mean, and why he can, and hopefully they'll have Michael Porter Jr. getting back here pretty soon, and the Nuggets, they drafted a few guys as well that I think that hey, with some time, the Denver Nuggets can get back to the playoff push that they had, prior to the injuries. So definitely a good young talented game here to see young talent on both sides of the ball between the Nuggets and the Thunder. We have the Sacramento Kings and the Los Angeles Lakers. That game tonight, obviously, I mean, Sacramento Kings, they got Sabonis, and then, Summer League, they look really good with this Keegan Murray kid. I mean, he's looking really good. I mean, De'Aaron Fox as well. I mean, they have these pieces, man. I'm telling you that if the Kings can just put it together to get a, a complete team, a good starting five, and solid rock star, solid. I mean, it doesn't have to, they don't have to all be rock stars, but they have to be, they all have to play together like rock stars, and they got to have the guys that come off the bench play just with the same type of energy. So in the Lakers tonight, do we see any of the new guys? Do we see LeBron and all them out there? Will be remains to see. And last but not least game, we have the Portland Trailblazers taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. So basically, another two teams that have talent that is trying to flourish with guys like Dame, and you got Paul George, you got John Wall now, and you got you got Kawhi Leonard down there. So they have some tools down there. So we're gonna see, and then Dame, with the young guys that they have up here, and just kind of taking a rebuild. So we're definitely gonna see what that's gonna look like here. Some of their young stars and their young studs will be out there tonight, probably. So definitely a jam-packed slate. Obviously, we got 15 baseball games here, and we got five. We have five NBA games. We have one NFL game. So that's what we have today here. Just wanted to run down the games here. So um, just quickly here, we'll just take a little bit of a gander at what we would lean to as far as making a parlay. We haven't quite made the parlays yet here. I'm in the process of doing my laundry, so that's why I got to cut this thing a bit short here pretty soon. So, but I feel like I don't want to leave people with like, okay, well, this is plays and parlays. Well, why is he not giving out his parlays? Why is he? Well, there's most people. A lot of times they'll give out their parlays, what they want to do, but I will give you my leans or what I think that I like as far as is putting a bet down. All right, between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Nets here, I'm I kind of I want to take Philadelphia here because I feel like the 7.5 is a little bit too much here, but it just depends on who's playing for Philadelphia and who's not, and who's playing for the Brooklyn Nets. But I mean, and over under 218. I would have to say maybe these teams go under here, but who knows? I might be more surprised here, but um. I just yeah I just out of this game I really don't have a really strong feel for anything. So I'm gonna go with my always my gut, my feel, and my always my default. I'm gonna take the under 218 here. I'll take the 218 under in the 76ers and the Nets game here. Then we got Orlando and they got the Grizzlies, another 7.5 point favorite and underdog here. Um, I actually kind of like Orlando here. I like Orlando in this spot here, and I would definitely definitely lean hard on the fucking spread plus the 7.5. But I definitely I wouldn't mind the money line here plus 283 here. I know the Grizzlies are a lot more polished up a team here, but I like the talent down there in Orlando. I'm really intrigued with the talent. And I believe that Pablo, a guy like that, just he's other guys are gonna just they're gonna start playing to that level. And they're not gonna be like him, his talent level, but they're gonna play their games are gonna be elevated because his games, and he's gonna you know. So I definitely like that a lot. We have the OK City Thunder and the Nuggets here. Mm, this is another game I don't. It's like do I mean I don't know if I like the over under 215 and the Thunder. Could they cover the 9? I don't know because I've always been a Thunder backer, and these guys, but the Nuggets are a solid team, but I don't know if Jamal's back and whoever else is, and so and with Chet Holmgren hurt, I mean I don't know how that does that make other guys better? And but I think I'm gonna take the +9 with the Thunder here. I just I don't know about the over under 215, and I'm not so sold on trying to pick the Thunder to win the game. Maybe they keep it close somehow. All right, we got the Kings and we have the Lakers here. I mean, if LeBron is playing and they're playing, but I doubt that'll be someone to play. I am gonna take the Kings here. I kind of like another, just like Orlando. I think it's another team that their roster intrigues me a little bit here. Intrigues me that they could put it together. I think if they could stay healthy, and I think they could be a team that's just kind of an unknown, but got guys that could put it together. That if they play well together and combine their talents and abilities and play well as a team, I think they have what it takes to win some games that maybe they shouldn't. All right, then we have the Trailblazers and we have the Clippers here. Um, I bet against the Clippers when they played against Maccabi, and they ended up winning by 40 here. So, and the Trailblazers are another team that, but I think there's gonna be points in this game. I'll take the over 215 in this game here. The over 215 in this Clippers and Trailblazers game because I believe there could be some points here. I mean, whether it's going to be a real close game by the end, I highly doubt that. And let's see, we got the NFL here. Niners minus the 1.5, so Niners to win by 2 points here. I mean, uh, it's another game. I'm gonna have to take the over here. The over 42. I just and it's strange to say the over because both teams have a solid defense here. And we know that every meeting that between the Rams and the 49ers have always been kind of low scoring. But I think maybe this one becomes a little bit there is points and maybe somebody's getting beat, but somebody gets some, a little bit of garbage time points here that makes it interesting. So that's what makes me lean towards the over 42, even though both these teams are historically to the under, historically to the under when they play each other. I mean, except for when they had the fucking greatest show on turf and they were in St. Louis, then there was a whole different type of story. And when the Niners had Steve Young and Terrell Owens and those guys, it was obviously. So yeah, I mean, let's see, MLB. What would be my picks for MLB here? Um, Cleveland and the Royals here. Yeah, for me, I would take the over 6.5. Royals and Guardians. Um, let's see, Cardinals and the Pirates here. Jose Quintana's gonna be coming back to where he pitched. I like Cardinals on the run line actually. I wouldn't be. I would that's what my play would be. Then we got Cubs and we have the Reds here. Obviously, two teams that are just. I mean, the Reds did win last night, so and I would say over 7.5 here. The Cubs and Reds. I just say over that here. Braves and Marlins here. I would have to go Braves money line. I would have to go Braves money line, and then let's see, we got the Blue Jays here. The Blue Jays and the Orioles here. I don't know. I know the Blue Jays here. The Blue Jays have been playing really well. Yeah, the Birds kind of been fucking my bag a bit here. But yeah, I think the Orioles tonight probably get it done. That would be my lean. They beat the Yankees last night, so they're on high right now. And then Yankees and the Rangers. I mean, Yankees. I would take. I go Yankees. They just lost the Orioles last night, so I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm assuming they would, but I like the under 8 in this game. I don't know. I like Perez. I think he's a decent pitcher for the Rangers, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think the Rangers actually win, but I think it stays under 8. And let's see, the Rays and the Red Sox. Man, Rays. Yeah, I don't know. Red Sox, they're kind of a weird team, and I don't know, the Rays. I mean, I think they're still in it here, but I'll go awkward here. I'll go the under 7.5 Rays and Red Sox. I don't know. That's just an awkward little. It's not my parlay, but that's a little where I would lean myself. Let's see, Mets and Nationals here. I don't know. I would have to take over the 7.5. I don't know. That's where I would. That's where I would go if I was taking if I had to take a wild bet and play something there. We have the Diamondbacks and the Brewers. Yeah, I'd probably do the same. Just because I don't know. And then you got the Twins and the White Sox here. I picked the White Sox. I picked the over 7. Yeah, I think so too. They put up some runs, so. Yeah, I'd say the same. Yeah. Phillies and the Astros here. That was a rough one for me. I mean, Phillies, they're going to try to win, but I would take Astros on the run line. I don't know. Just a feeling. Then we have the Mariners and the Tigers. Yeah. It's not about the Tigers sometimes. It's like. Yeah, I mean, I think they probably could. They could probably. Then you got the A's and you had the Angels.
Because last time I remember I went under and that was fucking panic mode, dude.
Yeah, I think that I think it could probably go over today. Then we have the Giants and the
I
Padres.
picked Giants money line. Just they've been playing pretty good lately. I don't know. It's like they have a rough time against the Padres, but I don't know. I feel like they might have a chance.
Yeah, I would take that or maybe the under 7.5. I don't know, just a weird one. Just a weird one I would take there. I mean, I wouldn't bet it in a parlay, but it would just be like a little play. I don't know. Rockies and Dodgers. I mean, shit.
Just take that one.
Yeah. Mm, I'd take Dodgers on the run line. They've always been a good cover for me there. But yeah,
And I
we
did
got mi- we got we got all we got all we got all misery in the building.
then I did Royals over 6.5. I did Pirates over 7. I did Cubs money line, Braves money line, Orioles money line, Yankees money line, Red Sox money line, and Tigers money line. And then to finish off my second bet, I went the Rams money line plus 100. And then I went the over 42 in the Niners and Rams game.
Yeah, I don't know. I figured the over 42. That was my read. I figure. I don't know. It's usually they're under, but I don't know. Maybe
They've
they
been playing really well,
right.
so
So I figured maybe tonight it's an odd game, and maybe they both because they both need to
I
put
mean,
points up. They both need to get going. I mean,
look at it. Look at the fucking Seahawks and the Lions game, bro. Like that was insane.
dude, that's the first time in NFL history that game ended
That's what I'm saying.
48-45. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like
out of all the scores that ever happened in NFL history,
yeah,
that never happened till Sunday.
like that's crazy.
And you know the Lions have the best scoring offense, and they have the worst defense.
It's just weird how that even plays out like that.
Yep. But all
I
right.
had the prop bets picked up, but I didn't.
Yep. That's all right. I gotta go check the laundry, but we'll have our parlays picked out here pretty soon here, and yeah, we'll go check my laundry, and then tomorrow we'll talk more about who I think waiver wire acquisitions. Talk about Monday Night Football. Talk about the week coming up for college football. Talk about baseball, NBA. Obviously coming up. The season's coming up here. Preseason underway here. The Suns lost last night.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they lost to these I don't know. They were called the 36ers. I don't know. I don't know. I was like, what the fuck, man? I couldn't bet the game, but it'd been nice if we could
Is
have.
that 40 less than the 76ers?
I don't know. Just somebody decided we're going to be the 36ers. What?
Fucking
Fuck is that? But yeah, but we'll have more sports talk tomorrow. So for the misery and motherfucking manuscripts, aka Kung Fu Kenny, this is the fresh and funky plays and parlays, and we're out of this motherfucker. We out.